Politics has people down for all kinds of reasons, but we welcome levity even when it touches on politics, which brings us to someone many Beat guests have come to enjoy. Many Beat viewers have enjoyed, I should say, this great Beat guest, the actor, comic, and impressionist Matt Friend, known for the impressions, including someone who's become a fan, wow, President Obama.
Hey, everybody. This is Barack Obama, and I am here with...
I'm actually Barack Obama.
Well, actually, Barack, Mr. President. This is an impression not just for red states or blue states, but this is a voice for these United States.
Amen. And back with us right here is a comic Matt Friend. Welcome back.
I am so excited to be here. This is the show that I think got my career started. So thank you for having me back. I love coming on with you.
Well, thank you. That's great to hear because we found you on the internet like so many other people. Now
on Truth Social. Yeah. No, TikTok. Sorry. It was that one. Yeah.
Now people can find you a lot of places.
They can. Yes. On Signal, wherever you get your Pete Hegseth texts, that's where you can find me.
But I'm sure we'll get some of your classics. But, you know, like artists and musicians, we love the new stuff. I want to play a little J.D. Vance, who strikes me as a hard impression. Here's J.D.
There is fundamental mistrust between Russia and the West. It's one of the things the president thinks is frankly stupid, that that we should be able to move beyond the mistakes that have been made in the past, but that takes two to tango. I know the president's willing to do that.
Well, you know, Ari, you know, the thing is, first of all, I'm offended personally, on behalf of all senators in this country, I'm offended. You would even ask me to mimic the sitting vice president of the United States. My Mima and my Peepaw would be very furious at you. And by the way, I don't have enough eyeliner on to complete the JD impression successfully, but it was great meeting the Pope, and I'm thrilled he's alive. So thank you.
Do you...
yeah, that was that one.
Yeah.
I'm doing Hakeem Jeffries now, like democracy over demagogues, maturity over Mar-a-Lago.
But that's... Hold on. All right. Now, yeah, I got to tell you.
I'm sorry.
You know, no, fact check.
Yes, fact check.
That had a little Hakeem, who we've heard from, so we know him a little bit.
Yeah.
It also had like a little Goodfellas in there.
Did it?
Yeah.
Well, then he might have it.
Let's run a little Hakeem, the real one.
Yeah, states like New York and New Jersey and Connecticut and Illinois and California are donor states. We regularly send billions of dollars more to the federal government than we get back in return. We are donor states.
You're a donor state?
Well, so basically, Hakeem does this thing with his hands. He is painting something in the air. He's like a mime in a box. Now, this is about Donald Trump, Ari, who is a dangerous demagogue. This is America. It is about democracy over demagogue. Maturity over Mar-a-Lago. Thank you so much.
So I've noticed
he moves
this
like a white dad at a bar mitzvah.
So I've noticed this. You're actually hitting something true.
Yes.
A lot of politicians use hands extra. I don't know if you get that memo. But his linger, and I think that's why the eye notices. So a lot of times they'll say, we're going to do this. Come back here.
Yeah.
Hakeem will say, we're going to do this, and then it stays up there.
Bernie Sanders does it. I mean, Bernie was
stays.
Bernie always looks like he's conducting a very tiny Jewish orchestra with his hands all the damn time. I don't know what's happening with this. No.
So I got to go back to the classics.
Yeah, let's go to the classics.
You can guess who I'm going to ask for.
Lauren Boebert in a theater?
You can summon the energy.
Yes, I can.
But you're a smart guy. I'm just going to do a normal question. I'm going to say,
ask the question.
You were elected president.
That's true. Look at this. Look at MSNBC. He's
you were
up to
elected
something
president.
Terrible. That's true. I was.
Then you lost.
Well, actually, it depends who you ask. You dog.
And you did. And you did then get elected again. What does it feel like now?
Well, I will tell you, what an inappropriate question. He's not even talking about the Biden cover-up, which is a disaster. Let's see if they air that. They probably won't do it. It's MSNBC. Well, I won it like 3 times, maybe 4. It depends who you ask. But it is great. We are flying Qatari. It's the greatest airline. We love it a lot. We love the princes. We love the luxury. But I will tell you, I am going to reopen Alcatraz and put Taylor Swift, Bruce Springsteen, and the failing Jim Comey, who's putting seashells in the beach, which is inappropriate. Seashells, which is not great, but it's tremendous.
Mr. President,
are you going to shut me up?
Yeah. Well, no, Mr. President, we've
I don't
had
like
your...
you too much, Ari. I don't like you too much. He's a nasty person, but he smells fantastic. Honestly, he smells great.
It's actually it's harder than a real interview for me.
Yeah.
We've had your aides and officials on.
Yes.
One thing that I've noticed when Matt Friend does you, Mr. President, is he captures that there's a physicality to your overbearing insistence on things, even when it's false, even when we know you're lying. You seem into it.
Well, I would say that's depends who you ask on that one, but I think he captures it pretty nicely. I really do.
Now it's getting too weird. Now I'm complimenting my impression in character.
Let's look at you going on the road.
Yes.
Into Fox News.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Was this fun? I'm going to show it. But first, tell me, did you have fun?
I enjoy being in a variety of different circumstances, and I believe you cannot grow as an artist, as a comedian, if you do not put yourself in different environments. Hence the White House Correspondents' Dinner. I think it was a mistake there was no comedian this year.
Yeah. Well, do you think they backed down since you bring it up?
I really do.
Yeah.
I think there needs to be comedy.
Yeah.
Because it's not just one side in this country. And also the fact that there was no comedian, I thought, was just blatantly backing down to this idea that Trump is a threat. I mean, it's not like this year was more serious or intense than years past. I don't think there was an insurrection this year.
Right, and you either stand, I mean, to your point, and you're thinking about it as an artist, you use your tools. People have different tools.
Because
you use your artistic and comedic tools to make points. And if you have a tradition, you back off when there's energy, when there's intimidation, you might be giving into it.
Yes, and there were so many jokes that could have been made this year. I mean, it's unbelievable. Like, you know, they say traditional journalism is dead, to which I say, did traditional journalism meet J.D. Vance? You know, things like that. Or it's great to be here. If you'd like to get to the News Nation table, just begin at the CNN table and then get fired. You know, things like that.
And that was a rest in peace, Pope death joke.
A Pope death joke, that is correct.
Which is deft.
Yes.
But you weren't.
Topical.
But you weren't disrespecting the Pope. You were more discussing something that was very kind of noticeable.
It was very
unfortunate, noticeable.
Unfortunate, but noticeable, yes.
I'll make one more point, and then we'll show you at Fox. You talked about artist's role. You know, Victor Navasky is a great journalist, and he's the author of an entire book.
God, that is nice.
About autocrats targeting comics and political cartoonists, because the cartoons sometimes upset them more than the serious reporters. To the work you're talking about doing.
Yeah, I mean, Aristophanes once said that comedy is allied to justice. See, I can go even further back, Ari. You're talking Victor Navasky, but I can do Aristophanes. So I really believe it's...
Wait, did you have the guts to do Aristophanes at the Fox News breakfast table at Fox and Friends?
Aristophanes, I think Aristophanes is what Donald Trump thinks the name of some rapper is. You see Aristophanes? Aristophanes at the Grammys shaking her butt.
Like, for you, comedy, the comedy's happening sometimes without the comedy.
He's writing the comedy. It's not my fault that he's posting AI-generated photos of himself as the Pope. What am I? You know, it's an interesting thing.
What are you supposed to do?
They say when I tour, because I'm, you know, there's Republicans coming to my shows, there's Democrats, and one question I get is, are you making fun of the president? How dare you make...
Sure.
And the reality is, I'm not necessarily making fun of him. I'm just repeating exactly what he just said. So I'm so sorry that Trump is writing the material for me. You know, he's not necessarily a serious person. So it's a lot.
Nor would he always claim to be. All right.
Yes.
We promised it. Let's see it.
Sure.
Friend on Fox and Friends.
Sure.
Unbelievable to be here with the cast of Get Out. I am thrilled. There's so many problems with the prices. The eggs, the freezing. Women are freezing eggs. That's what they're freezing the eggs. There's none left. They're going to freeze them, which is sad. So you're going to tariff these people. And I know these people. Look at this blonde. She's a great blonde, too. And that is, honest to God, I said it last time, my favorite African-American. He is such a great African-American. It's so true.
Did you feel embraced not only in the day, but by perhaps any reaction from the Fox audience?
Did I feel embraced?
That's what I asked you, yeah.
You know, I was literally doing what I always do. You know,
but the Fox viewers, did you hear from them online or in the street?
Yeah, I mean, people reach out. Like, it was funny. Look, you can't make everybody happy. And I'm just going to try to do what I do and have my own level of integrity behind. I'm not going to change my comedy or my opinions on things because I'm talking to somebody or because I'm in some room.
Yeah.
Who I am and what my comedy is has to remain consistent. And I think in today's day and age, it's very easy to tell when somebody is doing just that.
Respect.
Yeah.
You got it.
All right, you're like if Christopher Wallace and Nicole Wallace had a baby.
There's a former president who loves your work.
Yeah.
And you've appeared with him.
Okay.
And eagle-eyed viewers will know who I'm talking about.
That is true. Thank you.
I want to look at you guys together again because we love it. Let's take a look.
I appreciate that. Let's hear that.
While we're listening to Barack Obama over
That's
here,
what we're doing. Yes.
one of the things that I know Barack Obama is interested in is making sure everybody votes.
That is true. Barack Obama is urging young people to get out and vote in this very consequential election.
Am I right?
You are absolutely right. Thank you.
Listen to somebody who knows what they're talking about.
So right after that interaction, I actually took out my McConnell glasses and I go, Barack, it really is thrilling to be with you in the same room again. And then he just looks at me and he goes, you got to put those glasses away. That is giving me serious PTSD. I mean, come on, man. It was insane.
I mean, look, of course you're going to be nice, but was he cool with you? How did it feel with you?
It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell anything other than the truth. He was the best. And he has the greatest, I think, comedic timing.
Interesting.
Maybe anybody who is not a comedian.
And we're not blowing smoke.
No, there's no smoke.
We're talking about...
What is this, a new pope? We're not blowing smoke.
He was president for 8 years. A lot of people did impressions. So he must really have felt that your impression was pretty darn good.
Well, I break down the Obama because there's a couple different Obamas. There's the one where he's making a speech, and he's like, tonight, more than 200 years after a former colony won the right to determine its own destiny, the task of perfecting our union moves forward, and Ari knows that. And then the second one is where his voice gets higher pitched, like he's with a kid at the White House on Halloween. He'd be like, how are you? You look so cute. Come on now. What are you dressed up as for Halloween? Oh, you're a fairy for Halloween. That is cute. Come on now.
What about...
So he likes the nuances.
Like you, we follow this.
Yes.
Sometimes he gets quiet serious when he's like,
he
the
does.
Republicans are over the line.
That's true.
And
Well,
how's that look?
That's, it's kind of a hybrid. So he's not exactly yelling. He'll might have a little smile, like, but it's more mellow. And that's where the pauses come in.
What if you say to him,
And he will say, what Donald Trump is doing, it's just not ethical. Can you imagine if I had made some deal with MBS and took his plane, what they would do?
So you
It'd
say,
be crazy.
We say, Mr. President, they're separating children from their parents.
That's true. Are you asking me as Barack Obama?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's not great. Although, at times, I think Sasha and Malia would like to be separated from me. So, thank you.
In closing, to the current
We can't close. We're done?
We can't well, in closing, to the current president.
Yeah.
I do have to ask you, Mr. President.
You can ask me anything you want, Ari. It's MSDNC. It's a terrible network, I already said.
You say you're good at business.
Great at business, actually.
You look at the prices, the inflation, and the markets. The trade war's not working. You have to see that.
That is true. Well, it really depends who you ask. They're trading a lot of things. They talk to me about the prices of eggs. I'll tell you, first they were eating the dogs. Now they're freezing the eggs. These women, they're freezing the eggs. It's a terrible thing. I talked to Ivanka. I talked to Tiffany. These women are freezing the eggs. They were eating the dogs, and now they're freezing the eggs. So you look at the tariffs. I will tell you, just remove the dolls. There's enough dolls. You can have like 5 dolls, not 30. When I was growing up, I wasn't spoiled, okay?
Mr. President.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Get in here, please.
Just do that. It's incredible.
That's what he does.
Matt Friend, great to have you.
Ari Melber,
appreciate you.
Arguably the greatest duo in news since the Ducey father and Ducey son.
There we go. Bye, everyone.
Good night, America.